Benjamin, how are you?
Oh, you're good. Thank you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I will. Wait a second. I can hear you. I should be louder now.
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah, yeah,
perfectly. Yeah. How is
yeah.
everything?
That's better. Second. Again, please.
How is everything with you?
Yes, I'm currently recording stuff here and sweating a lot, but it's all right.
It's warm there, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, quite
very
warm.
good. Do you play that guitar there in the back as well, or
There are
oh,
lots of
sorry.
guitars, guitar sorts. Now it's time for singing and bagpipes today,
Yeah, very
and
good.
that's very physical. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I hope
yeah.
you don't use the swords there.
Swords are only for decoration and defense.
Okay, very good. Anyway, and you guys have been playing some festivals. How
Yeah,
how have the shows been going for you guys?
quite well till now. Everyone's fit and healthy and stuff. You don't have this usual like sickness going through the tour bus and stuff, but not this summer. So it's going fine. I'm grateful when it goes like this, and the music goes well as well. So we have a good time this summer.
Yeah, very good. And you still have some festivals and some shows until the end of the summer. I know you guys got the Bloodstock in England,
Yeah,
Leyendas in Spain. You looking forward for those shows as well? I mean, big festivals or bigger festivals must be nice to play as well for you guys.
of course. So we did most of the big festivals in Germany last year. So this year is we play more single shows in Germany and a few big festivals in other countries. And yeah, that's definitely a reason to look forward to because yeah, festivals are just special, of course.
Yeah. And, with Nightclub coming out soon, one of the things about Feuerschwanz is like, we know that in the beginning you guys were a bit more up on the comedy side. And then,
Yeah.
when you started with Napalm, you went more serious. But the comedy and the fun is still there, especially
Yes.
with some versions that you guys do that might tickle some true true metalheads the wrong way.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you guys deal with that? I mean, you guys got Gangnam Style on this record.
Yeah.
The video
So
the video is super fun, by the way. I love it.
yeah. So Gangnam Style was like it's definitely the craziest song on the album by far. So it was the intention was to do something which is so wrong that it gets right again, So you cover a song and you think about what can fit our style, and we thought about what does definitely not fit our style from every song ever written, and that was K-pop and Gangnam Style. Yeah, we kind of found back to our goofy side and to like ciao, danke, and to our side like tickling and making fun and poking into people to make them laugh or to make them, wow, you are crazy or you are stupid, I hate it or something like that. So that's how we started, and we found that side back after the pandemic. So the pandemic created a few very serious songs and quite a lot of quite depressing songs.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, it was as a songwriter, it was because of the pandemic, because the time was really dark. And now with playing festivals and stuff, it gets cheerful again. And yeah, I think you hear this when you listen to Nightclub.
Yeah. And, as they say, sometimes it's better to get a reaction, no matter good or bad, than no reaction at all. So I suppose, try to get a reaction. It's always best than people listening and go like, meh.
Yeah, that's the worst reaction. You said it. You name it. Meh. Yeah.
People listen to an album or a music or a song and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
And,
The funny thing is that all those people who hated Gangnam Style when they listen to it at home, listening to music at home is a different experience than live music.
Yeah.
And then we are using it as our outro during the concerts because we can't sing this live in Korean. It's impossible. But we use it as our outro for the show. So we just dance around and make fun, and people are cheering and taking nothing serious anymore. And then they are singing super loud and epic, "Hey, sexy lady." And that was the moment I thought, like, I got you guys. Everyone loves having a good party. And yeah, that was the moment.
You know, you mentioned the pandemic, and I think after the pandemic, people are just a bit more open now to just enjoy no matter what, just enjoy and have fun, because we don't know if there'll be another pandemic. I hope not, never, ever again, because I mean, I don't know if I could cope another year or two without live shows.
Yeah.
But one of the things I realized about the pandemic is people are more willing to go to concerts and just enjoy no matter what.
Yeah.
And, with Feuerschwanz, I think, I was mentioning the video because the video is so ridiculous. I mean, it's so fun, but it's so ridiculous. I mean, it's impossible not to have a laugh and not, feel some joy listening to it and watching it. That's the goal of making music, I guess, at the end. I mean, it's to enjoy and, for you guys to have fun and for us to enjoy as well, right?
I think the main goal of music is creating emotions, and humor or laughing is an emotion. And when you're like, whenever the other extreme, I saw Kanonenfieber last weekend on a festival, and they played right before my other band D'Artagnan. So it was like Kanonenfieber and then cheerful folk rock, and I was like depressed for the first 3 songs of our set, still depressed from this music. And I thought, like, wow, those guys did really well because they created an emotion in me. That emotion was not full of pleasure, but they made it. They made it from their minds into my brain, into my heart. And so they did well. And so do we with Gangnam Style. When people laugh and have a good time, then that's the goal.
Yeah, and on Knightclub, you have some guests on some songs. One of them, obviously, is the metal queen Doro on Valhalla.
Yeah.
How did that came about? Because she's such a legend.
Yes, definitely. We played together with Doro many times, but we never actually met and said hi. It was always like, oh, Doro is playing on the other stage, or Doro is playing there, or yada yada. So like stuff like that. So of course, that was nothing so new. And one funny story is I told Doro last week, and I stood on stage with her like 15 years ago, and it was during a song of the band Saltatio Mortis, and she had a featuring with them, and we played all on the same festival. And we joined Saltatio on stage for the last song together with Doro, and we came on and we still made back in the day the fun music, and we were like drinking and partying all day long, and came on stage, and my leggings, my stage pants ripped apart on my backside, and I had like a costume which was open there. So I stood behind Doro, and I just tried not to turn around to the crowd. And I was like super ashamed and and I told her, and she was like, come on, I partied with Megadeth in the 80s, and they were all naked in the bus, so that doesn't impress me. Yeah, and that sums up. She is really awesome. She's a living legend, and she has so many stories to tell, and she remembers all those stories. Yeah, and it all began with we were just like, this song is so back to basic hard rock, heavy metal 80s stuff. So let's just ask Doro. And she listened to it, and she genuinely, she just liked the song and said yes. And she told me immediately yes, and she called me and sent over a demo, and it just needed a few days, and it was all a no-brainer, no hustle, no stress, really easy, and it all went well.
Yeah,
the video shoot was great as well. We had a good time with her.
Yeah. I met her a couple of times, did the interviews with her, and the thing I remember about her, it's every time I ask to take a photo, she has to do the hair first.
Yes.
She
Yeah,
always,
she takes this quite seriously, but that's not only okay, that's her job. So
yeah.
I was like, yeah, you have to be a little bit, yeah, I don't know the word. You have to take, yeah, look at
Yeah,
then take a.
yeah, you need to look, professional, not,
You need to look, yeah,
yeah.
that's part of
And
the job.
yeah, she's lovely. And are you guys feeling more comfortable now, doing songs in English because, you're mainly writing in German. Are you feeling
Yeah.
more confident now writing, English lyrics?
I actually get more and more confident in it because when we started with cover versions, it felt like a bit strange and not familiar at first, but it felt also very good because almost every awesome rock music is in English, and it has a certain sound when singing, and it sounds different than German. And German is very hard to sing. It's not a melodic language. It's a very harsh and a harsh language. So it doesn't have like la 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 la. It's more like tak 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 all the time. That's stupid to sing. And so English is a big fun to sing. And for me, the greatest fun is to like now we can write and sing in English, and now we can mix it all up because why not?
Yeah.
I can use it as a tool. I can write an English chorus and a German verse, or vice versa. And I did this quite a lot of time on the album. And I think that's really cool because music doesn't know those boundaries. And you think you can't do this. You think you can't write in English and the verse in German or in Icelandic or in Old Norse or whatever. But you can do it, and when you sing it, and it sounds good, what sounds good is right. So
Yeah.
that's quite cool to use it as a tool and to just make yourself free of those boundaries. I like that a lot.
I remember, many years ago, a country that would do that were the Japanese bands. They would have like mainly the verses in Japanese, and then the chorus would be in English.
Yeah.
I always found that very interesting. Like it's a good way to try to please, their Japanese fan base, but to kind of broaden the horizons to the rest of the world. And I think with the Feuerschwanz, that's, I think I'm sure you guys are feeling that you're reaching more of an audience outside Germany now than you were
Yeah.
before. You feel that as well now, more with the music you guys do?
The funny thing is, we played our first Europe tour last year, and we thought we have to sing we made an album with English versions of originally German songs, and we thought we have to sing the English versions abroad, and that was wrong. We switched back to singing the Germans one because they were just more famous and more known to the people. And French people, for example, they don't speak English and German as well, so it doesn't matter. So you just sing Untot im Drachenboot instead of Death on the Dragon Ship because they listen to Untot im Drachenboot on YouTube and they know it and they don't care and they love it just the way it is. So I think now we like mix it up more and do it like with English choruses and German verses. We have to express something. When we want to express something that sounds good in German, we just do it in German, and if it sounds good in English, we just swap languages in between. So there were lots of learnings in the past, and I think it's some songs are easier to understand for people, like Knightclub switches languages, and when we play Nightclub party in the nightclub, everyone is into it. That's so cool. Old and young and French and Spanish and the Germans, everyone is into it, and that's so cool. So that works quite well, I think.
Yeah.
But they all also sing the German songs, and that is one thing I still don't understand why, but I appreciate it a lot when like Spanish people sing Das Elfte Gebot, or at least they try, because they feel what it's all about, and yeah. power of music.
Yeah. And I think, in the metal world, I think Rammstein,
Yeah.
were, big responsible for people to actually, I would say, feel more comfortable listening to German singing bands. I think they
Absolutely.
opened kind of, a door that, I remember seeing, last year or 2 years ago, Rammstein here, and it was in a stadium packed, and a lot of people knew the lyrics,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a lot. And it's, I've been to Germany a few times. I still try to learn some, basic words, but I would love to understand more the language, but it's like very
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
it's like almost like every time you go up north, it just gets more difficult to kind of
Yeah.
understand. It's very, I don't know. It's kind of, you know, I'm Portuguese, and
Yeah.
like the Brazilian or the Spanish, it's very more, we speak fast, but it can be like more up and down, up and down. But
Yeah.
Nordic language is very strict. It seems like you cannot
Yes.
smile when speaking it.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It's true.
And again, with English and German, what is the most difficult for you, to switch from English? What was the most difficult side of the language that you found for you, as a singer, mainly to, writing or to sing? What was the most difficult side of switching from German to English? If there
I
is,
think English is much easier, but you have to. It's much easier to write and easier to sing, but you have to take care that it doesn't sound generic. So it's very easy when you write lyrics. You can sing any bullshit and it sounds cool, but that's not the intention. We don't want to sing generic bullshit. We have a message, so you have to take care not to step into this trap. So that's why I wrote the verse of Knightclub, for example, in German, because it felt more right, and it feels more like it fits quite well to a guy in shining armor singing in German, in this hard language. It's better. So yeah, I think German is harder. When you write lyrics in German, you have to take care that it sounds like Goethe or Schiller. It's the land of the poets, and that's what people expect from German, that it sounds like poetry. And when you write just something that should feel cool, then it's like Schlager. That's bad. That's stupid. Go away with it. That's rubbish. Yeah, that's the hard thing about German.
yeah. And thinking of the future with albums from Feuerschwanz, do you see an album that will be 100% written from scratch in English without any covers?
No, I don't think so. Because I told you, I don't want to create boundaries, and I don't want to be a band. We are only singing in English, or we are only singing in German. We made Siegfried Dragon Slayer, for example. It has Old Norse or Icelandic verses, and that was so much fun, because the saga about Siegfried, the Dragon Slayer from the Old Norse poetry, of course, it sounds the best in Old Norse. And maybe we find something in Spanish or Portuguese one day, and then it would sound so much better in this language. I did a song in Spanish last year with my other band D'Artagnan, and it's called Mosqueteros.
Yes.
And that sounds cool. And the word Musketiere in German, it means the same, but it has a different feeling about it. And that's why I write music, because of the feelings. And when you say something in a language and it creates a feel, then it's good.
Yeah.
That's why I won't stick to one language on any album, and I won't sing only Korean or stuff. No, I want to be free.
You do well. And you guys did a collaboration with Lord of the Lost, which you guys are going to do a tour in October in Germany. it's easy to work with the guys. I mean, the guys are great, obviously, but
Yeah, absolutely.
getting that collaboration was like an easy process to do that, that song, and looking forward for the tour as well.
Yes, absolutely. It was super easy because at that point, I had a few song projects, some songwriting projects with Chris at that point, and we were in contact anyway every day, and then came up the idea to like create a tour together, to join forces, because both bands are like too big for the small clubs and too small for the stadiums. So we had to join forces, and then that was the point where we said like, okay, but if we do this, we need a song together. Let's write it, bam. And yeah, a few weeks later we had a song, and we just made it.
So fans can expect you guys to play that song on the tour.
Yes, we're planning on a grande finale in the end to like go on stage with 14 people, I think, and play this song. And I think it will be really cool, because many people also, yeah, of course there are haters, and they are like, the song is stupid and blah. But I think the song is really cool to sing live with this. We're the Lords of Fire. That will be a no-brainer, and
Yeah.
it will be late in the evening, and I think people still will understand and sing along.
Are you planning to record any of those shows, or it's just going to be, just for
Yeah,
playing live?
not in official live CD way, not yet, because it's the age of Spotify and nobody buys live CDs anymore, to be honest. But let me think about it. Maybe it could be a good idea.
For me, as you can see behind me, there's plenty of CDs, there's vinyl, and there's way more throughout my house anyway. But I think metal fans, they like still buy the physical product, probably not in the quantities as in the past. But if you do like a limited edition, like a special package, fans will buy it.
Yeah.
If you do something like that.
I think it's a good idea, and I have to write an email after this interview.
For me, I always, when people tell me that, people don't buy or something, I don't believe it's true. If you do a special edition, like with some extras and stuff, fans will buy it. Make a limited, a bit more expensive probably, but, I think fans will get it. And if it's like a nice package, I don't see why. I think the day people and the labels stop producing it, that's when people will stop buying. If they keep making it,
true.
fans will keep buying it. So, I believe you still have to make those things. I hate, I seen Iron Maiden on these special tours they do, and they haven't released. Back in the day, they would probably film a DVD and they would put it out, and now they don't. And I'm like, not everybody, could go to those shows. Why not release a freaking DVD or Blu-ray? I'm pissed,
It's true. Yeah, it's true. You can stream anything on the internet, and that's why it's not worth anymore to buy a DVD. And that's why it's not worth anymore to produce a DVD, and that's why there's nothing to watch on the internet anymore. So it's like it's a trap.
Yeah, I understand it's complicated because people post sometimes the whole shows there anyway. But again, I believe in the physical product still. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I might be the only one, but it's a hill I'm willing to die on anyway.
You're right.
Physical product. Anyway, and for next year, what are the plans for Feuerschwanz? Play the big festivals again in Germany, do a proper European tour. What are the plans?
There will be more festivals, of course, and there will be another tour without Lord of the Lost, and in kind of different cities. We already have a very nice special guest for this tour, but I'm afraid I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Not yet. And and after the release is before the release. So I will start writing songs when the album is out, on the day. I will start. I think it's bad for the it's kind of bad juju for me to write songs before. So it's like that's my thing. So I just want to release this thing and say hello world, this is my music. That's the best I did so far. And now I go in the studio, bye bye, and then I will start. So yeah.
And when you write, did you play that on the? You start with the guitar, with the bagpipes, whatever. How does normally a melody comes up for you, or a song idea?
I start with the core of the song, and I start with the title. I think titles are very important. So when I have one slogan, I think about some cool rhythm or a cool wording, or maybe a few tones on this word I found, like Eisenfaust or nightclub, what feels right, like in a very organic way, and then I try to construct everything else. So from there, it's like a pearl, which is constructed around this grain of sand. So. Yeah. That's how I write my songs, and try to construct a guitar riff and a cool bagpipe part and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm more like the constructive guy of writing music, and not so the like stream of consciousness hippie guy who's like, oh, I have a cool idea or something. More like I want to construct something.
And like with so many people in the band, now that you play bigger stages, it becomes easier for everyone to be on stage and to have their space, like comparing to when you started and it was like smaller stages. You guys feel more comfortable now playing the big stages and everybody can move around despite the pyro?
Of course, yeah. With 8 people on stage, and it was... last 20 years it was too many people. And, now it getting comfortable, and now stages are like, for example, our 20 years show last year, the stage was so big, and I saw videos from behind the crowd. It was like, you don't see those people anymore. We're like tiny ants on stage, and it doesn't matter if there are 8 or 10 or 4. So that's crazy. So that's the point where you need those big screens and stuff,
Yeah. And the pyrotechnic.
Sorry, we have until half.
Yeah.
Half past. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and just wrap it up. I was speaking about pyrotechnics. Was there ever an incident about it? Or you guys really can know when it's going to come off, and if there's like an issue, like with pyrotechnics. You guys ever had any problem, or you guys know when it comes off and stay away from it?
Yeah. We know it, but of course it's dangerous. And there are situations like when you play open air shows and it's very hot. So the air is already hot and heat gets transferred very quickly. And then you have like incidents like you have this pyro going up and the wind going to you. So yeah, we had a few burnt faces and burnt hair and stuff. Nothing more. That's good. But it's sometimes it gets a bit. Yeah. My advantage is I sweat a lot, and sweat creates like a
barrier,
protective barrier. Yeah.
And last question, you mentioned D'Artagnan. You guys released an album last year. Is there any plans for 2026 for another album, or are you guys going to wait a bit more?
No, we will release an album, and we will play on Leyendas del Rock as well in Spain. Very looking forward. We played our first shows outside of Germany this year, and it's the same effect. People are going crazy on German songs. That's so cool.
Very good. All right, Benjamin, thank you very much for your time. All the best for Feuerschwanz and D'Artagnan. Hope to see you guys in Portugal soon. I know there was something about to happen last year, but it didn't go through anyway. So,
yes.
Hopefully soon. All right?
Absolutely.
Have a great day, and hope to see you soon. All right?
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.